Hi, welcome to episode 2 of NTS. I just wanted to say that I'm so grateful to all of you who tuned in for our first episode. I've been wanting to do this for a long time, and I really hope that you all know that our DMs are always open. For any of you who might be just having a hard time, even if it's just to vent. And I appreciate all the contributions that you're all making anonymously. I think we're all helping each other, and I'm looking forward to reading more of your DMs today. So, let's get right into it, shall we? The girl with the pearl earring is back, including my obscene pronunciation of the word pearl. Let's see what the producers have chosen. Okay. I may have chosen... Ah. I think I know why they chose this one. This was sent on 11th December 2024. I'll say her name because she passed away this year and took her life about 2 months ago. It's from Emman Atienza. 11th December 2024. Hi, I'm sure you've gotten many DMs sending you support, but when I saw your reel about MAID, medically assisted death, my heart dropped. I know I'm younger than you, but I had the exact same experience. I was diagnosed with type 1 bipolar disorder, along with PTSD and ADHD in my teens, and was medicated since 12 years old. Years of several different kinds of therapy, dozens of medications, etc. And I saw no improvement, only digression. I was convinced I would never get better, and my life was gonna end in unaliving one day or another. Exactly 1 year ago, I also researched into medically assisted death after having the thought linger for several years and was set on it. As I was about to ask for clearance and advice from my psychiatrist, my parents intervened. Although I don't have the best relationship with them, I'm forever grateful. Within this year, I unexpectedly grew so much as a person, and I'm the healthiest and most stable I've ever been. I don't know your own experience, Joseph, but I hope you know that it's never impossible to heal. She passed away about 10 months after sending that to me. I regret that I didn't respond to her. I regret that I found out only after her death was announced. I regret that the way she left was violent and not through the peaceful, humane, path that a medically assisted death would have given her. I regret that, just like me, she had a complicated relationship with her family and her parents, as I am no contact with mine. And I'm not making this about me, because it isn't. She passed away at 19, I think. And that's even before your life has begun. That's even before your life has begun to begin. When I announced my decision to pursue medically assisted death in the Netherlands, the reason why I wanted to advocate for that, and still do, for people who don't have things like EMDR working for them the way it did for me, as far as treatment, for those who are living lives that are prone to lead to self-harm because of their neurological disorders. The reason why I will always be an advocate for medically assisted death, which Emmanuel was pursuing, is you don't transfer your trauma when you take that route. You see, when someone takes their life, their body has to be discovered by a hotel staff, by a sibling, by a friend, by a co-worker, by a bystander. Their body has to be discovered. And so you inevitably transfer that trauma onto somebody else. Heck, train conductors talk about this. And the reality of medically assisted death is that it is humane. There is closure. You are surrounded by your loved ones. And I know that it's religiously contested, and I know that people see it as a form of defeatism. But unfortunately, people don't seem to realize that it is an act of mercy for someone who just can't go on. And so even though I found some light in my life, which wasn't the case for Emmanuel, or Eman as she preferred to be called, I still would 100% advocate for that for people who are going through the most unimaginable pain, the most unimaginable mental suffering. And that's all I have to say about this. Yeah, I'll leave it there. Okay, let's see what else. I do want to say one thing though. My condolences to her family. I've never met them or spoken to them. I don't know who they are. But they do have my condolences. Burying your child is something that no one should have to go through. Yeah. Okay. Let's see what else she has in store for us. Okay, this one says, it's a simple message. Does it get better? What a follow-up. Does it get better? It doesn't, but you do. Life as a phenomenon does not get better, but you get more resilient. You get stronger. You do. It sounds cheesy to say, but you do, and you embrace the things you cannot change, and you fight for the things that you can. And sometimes you better not, just to get through. But that would be my answer to that. Let's try one more. This was sent on the 17th of April at 5:01 p.m. Dear Joseph, your last post really touched me. I had 2 of my partners die by unaliving themselves. The last one was the father of our daughter, who was severely traumatized at 12 years. I'm assuming that means he took his life in front of her. He was bipolar too, but we didn't know then. Unaliving is tough to deal with, lingering over us at the same time as being an absolute no-go. And grief is a persistent stalker. It's very true. I love your Last Supper project. We are in the Netherlands in July. Maybe we can meet up, unless you decide otherwise. Heartfelt wishes. I wouldn't say the name, but yeah. And my response to this is that it just confirms my earlier point. Her partner took his life, leaving their daughter traumatized. At what age did she say? 12. If he had responsibly pursued a path through medically assisted death, had his family and loved ones around him as he left this world with no pain, it wouldn't be better, but it wouldn't be this. And because this was sent to me in April and was randomly selected, I'll have to see if it's possible to have dinner with this person, maybe virtually or something, because I now live in Poland and not the Netherlands. But yeah, I hope, my feedback to this parent would be, I hope your child gets the support they have available for PTSD, and I hope you do too as a parent of a child who had to experience their father taking his own life. I'm very touched by all these messages, by the way. I'm humbled and a bit perplexed by the fact that my DMs have become a safe space for people to share things like this. Because I think, and I want my life to be about destigmatizing these conversations in the most vulnerable way. And that's why I choose to record it this way, in bed, at the altar on which I decide how to fight the next day as somebody who personally struggles with ideation and is still bipolar. So thank you all for being a part of this. Before we leave, we've reached the show and tell segment of our podcast. And today it's this book, On Photography by Susan Sontag. As somebody who takes pictures as a hobby and not as a profession, because I could never be that good, I really enjoy this book because it teaches you not just about photography, but about the power of perspective. And that's what it taught me the most. Sontag is a multi-hyphenate that I really admire. And I just find her insights in this book in particular quite grounding and a bit layered. But yeah, would definitely recommend. See you next time.